This video builds up on a series of videos that I filmed at the beginning of this year, where I talked about how to condition your models after you get them from your designer, how to publish those models to ACC, and now we're going to jump into the follow-up, kind of where I ended those videos, that series of videos. And then now we're going to start creating lift drawings, concrete lift drawings for the guys in the field to start building off of, so they'll know exactly the dimensions and depths and different details that they need to know to be able to pour the concrete slabs or the concrete walls accordingly, and then essentially have a plan view section and a 3D view of all the details that they're going to need to be able to build everything right in the field. So what we're going to end up doing here, this is the concrete structure for one of our buildings, and then I'm going to have to part everything up into different, what we call parts in Revit, and then I'm going to give it different colors, and then that's where I'm going to give it all the different dimensions that our guys in the field need. So just to kind of get an idea of what we're going to be building, it's essentially a plan view, 3D view, and a couple of section views. This is an example that I did for a different project for a way smaller building. This is just a couple basic walls and then a couple basic slabs. So this is essentially what we're going to be building, given all the different colors, and then we're going to do that for our actual Revit model that we're working with, just a way bigger structure. And if I go back to this Bluebeam file, essentially what the team out there at the job site level, what they did is the engineer in charge of this structure, what he ended up doing is he did a bunch of markups in Bluebeam and then parted up the structure on how we think we're gonna, or how we know we're gonna pour it. So he gave me different slab on grade pours, and then he gave me pretty much all the different information that I need to be able to part the Revit model and reflect it just how he has it here on this PDF. So the next thing that we're going to do is, once you have your plan views, section views, and 3D views as you want, as you need. So right here, I cut everything down to this first lower slab, and that is the first one that we're going to break up into different pours. So opening up the plan view, I'm looking at his PDF, and then we're going to start breaking up all the different construction joints on all the different concrete pours. So the first one that I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these guys here, or well, I guess I can use them. So I'm just going to start doing dimensions, and then the first pour that he is wanting to do will be, let me get rid of this guy. (44'6". This is going to be the first concrete pour. Let's do something else. Let's change this lower slab is at elevation 757.83. Let's cut this view range down to 758. Click apply, and now we're only seeing that lower slab. And just to make it maybe a little bit easier, let's go ahead and cut down, get rid of all these walls that right now we don't need them. So we broke this slab on the east and west direction. Now we're gonna draw another reference line, which I already drew it here, and then this is on the north and south direction. And then with this guy, I guess I can use these guys also. I'm gonna do the next slab joint will be 43'6". So this distance from here, let me pull from this line to this line. This is gonna be 43'6", and then the next one is going to be all the way to the end. So, and that should be, just to get a quick measurement here, this should be 44'6". Yep, it matches what the engineer gave me. So now the next step, now that I have all these different slab pours kind of broken out the way that the engineer wants it, let me just name these guys. I'm going to label them. I'm going to call this guy slab on grade 2 and 4. This is going to be, the name is going to be slab on grade 1. And then this is going to be slab on grade 1 and 3. Now it all makes sense just in a second when I show you guys what I'm getting ready to do. So now you got to go here to the properties tab, And then on the parts visibility, the next important step is that you need to make sure that you are on parts. So you're not on original or show both, but you want to say show parts. Once you hit this option here, you're going to be able to select your slab, and then this parts create parts option is going to show up. So we're going to click this guy. We're going to say divide parts. We're going to say intersecting references. And then we are going to choose the reference planes. So this is when we're going to select the reference planes that we just created. So 1, 2, and 4, and 1 and 3. So we're going to click apply. We're going to click OK. And then we're going to click the check mark. And now these guys, as you can see, should be all broken up into different slab pours. Now, one thing that happened here is these two should have not gotten broken up. So the reason why that happened is because I had this going all the way through to the other end. So instead of doing that, we should have brought this guy back just to here. All right, so what we can do here is go back and say merge parts. All right, so now we have it back to the original, how we wanted it to be. And then just to recap, I'm going to pull up the Bluebeam drawing that I was using to create those different slab pours. So we have slab on grade 2, 4, 1, and 3. So that's what we just created. And if we go back to Revit, now I can go here on the left, and then I can give it slab on grade pour number. So I know this is slab on grade 2. I'm kind of doing it out of order. Slab on grade 4. This is slab on grade 1, and then this is slab on grade 3. All right, so let me just go back here in the 3D view and put it in parts, click apply, and now you can see in 3D how all these are broken up. Now, these different parameters that I have here, the elevated pour number, lift number, slab on grade number, and wall pour number, these are not straight out of the box in Revit. These were created as parameters, as shared parameters. So I'm gonna leave a link to another video that I created showing you guys how I created those different parameters. No point in discussing those here. Go watch that video, and then you have a better idea on how these were created. All right, so moving on to the next slab pour that we're gonna do is a little bit higher up. So it is this guy and this guy. So let me make sure that I know what elevation this slab is at. So that is 762.33. So we're gonna go here to the plan view, and then I'm gonna change my view range to call it 764. Click apply and OK. And now I'm going to look at the different slab pour dimensions that the project engineer gave me. So we have a slab of 40. So from here to here, this is going to be 40 foot. And then from here to the end should be 45 feet. So let's see, from here. Yep, 45 feet. All right, so this is good. So we're gonna name this guy. This is gonna be a slab on grade. I'm gonna call it 5 through 8. So now if we go to select them, select both slabs, then we're gonna go to parts, create parts, divided parts, intersecting reference planes. We're gonna say reference planes, and then we're gonna say slab on grade 5 through 8. Click apply, click OK, check mark. And now if we go in 3D view, let's get rid of the walls so we can look at it a little bit better. You can see that these guys have been parted out. All right, so now that we did the slab pours, I'm gonna go around and do the exact same thing and break up all the different walls into the different wall pours. So exactly the same thing. I'm not gonna show you guys step by step on how to do it, but essentially just use the reference planes and then label them correctly, same as the wall pour numbers that you're gonna use. And then go to parts, divided parts, and then just break them up into all the different parts. So one thing that I want to show you guys as I'm breaking up these walls and then kind of joining them back together is I showed you guys how to break them, but you can also merge them together. So for example, this wall here that I have selected and this wall here are gonna be one pour. So instead of dividing, the other thing that I can do is I can go up here and say merge parts. So now instead of being two separate walls, now it is one wall combined together. All right, I'm gonna leave this video here for now. And then on the next video, I'm gonna show you guys the next steps, all the different things that I do, adding dimension and adding different labels to where the penetrations are gonna go on all these different wall pours or all the different slab on grade pours as well. So leaving this video here for now, and then I'll catch you guys on the next one.